Direct storage is going to be a real game changer for both Xbox and PC. Let's look into this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I would like to talk about Direct Storage API on both Xbox and PC and Velocity architecture a bit as well, because Direct Storage API is part of Velocity architecture on Xbox. And Direct Storage is very important because it will transform the way developers kind of create games, I guess. It's going to be easier for them to stream data from SSD directly to GPU memory without CPU work and stuff, which makes stuff faster, but also it offloads a lot of stuff from CPU. So that's good for other CPU intensive tasks, right? Like draw calls, whatever, right? So that's obviously good news. But Direct Storage, there's actually like two versions of it, maybe more, but let's just focus on two of them. Direct Storage 1.0, which was announced by Microsoft, a long time ago, like even before Xbox actually launched, but they fully released it for PC just last year. And that must have been I can't remember from top of my head, but I think they released it around middle of 2022, which seems very late, right? I mean, I don't know how things are looking on Xbox with Direct Storage. I would imagine that it's in their GDK, but I don't know how many developers have been using it and that kind of stuff, but nobody was using it on PC, and that's the problem, right? That's the biggest problem with support for these Xbox features, because hardly any developer, maybe except first-party developers, will put extra effort to just put stuff on Xbox without PC, right? So if developers had Xbox, maybe even with these extra features, but they had a cross generation kind of game, multi-platform, because it's they still have to release a game for PC and PlayStation, for example. They will not put extra effort if they cannot use that particular feature on PC, because it makes little sense, right? I mean, they've got some budget constraints and that kind of stuff. They are on a tight budget, time limit. And that kind of, implementing that kind of stuff actually costs money. So, that delay on PC kind of delayed also the fact that developers, have been remotely even interested in implementing some of these features, like Direct Storage, for example. And what makes it even more, I guess, dramatic is the fact that they just released the second part of the Direct Storage API, which is Direct Storage 1.1, which is, I think, is even more important, because the other version, right? So Direct Storage 1.1 allows for texture decompression to be done on the GPU without any input from CPU. So obviously that additionally speeds things up and whatever, right? And I guess allows for for CPU to actually do some other hard work as well. And there's actually more to it, there's sampler feedback, which is also on PC. There's sampler feedback streaming on Xbox, right? Which obviously kind of get rid of at least some of the memory bottlenecks, and that will have the same effect on PC, because this is kind of actually the strategy, Microsoft's strategy to actually put stuff on both Xbox and PC kind of makes sense. It really makes sense, especially for them being Microsoft Windows company, right? They are all about PC really, but what worries me is that Microsoft is really late with delivering these features on PC, because if these features were available on PC, literally from this get-go, from this launch of Xbox or prior to that, there would be way more games utilizing these features on Xbox as well. Meaning that they, potentially we would see better running games on Xbox, right? Because actually direct storage is quite important because it allows to load stuff faster to the GPU, right? So less stutters and stuff, which we see quite often right now on Xbox. And same goes for PC, like, whenever there's a new game coming out for PC version is stuttery a lot of times, right? Like, yes, Unreal Engine 4 is one thing, right? They've got that, shader compilation kind of thing there, but there's actually ways to go around it, and fix it. But the fact that they don't use that direct storage API is another reason, and obviously that translates to Xbox. I mean, not stutter compilation because that doesn't exist, but whenever there's a new when new area has to be loaded to stuff, there's stutters, right, a lot of times, and that's one of the reasons is that they don't really use direct storage, or not like all of it. Right, I mean, they may be using the just part of it, right? Like the fast access to the files and whatever, right? But texture decompression probably not, and that's a bummer because this is a fundamental feature that must be used in order to fully utilize Xbox Series consoles, especially Xbox Series S. That's why we are seeing so many issues with that consoles, because developers are not really coding for that console the way it should be coded, if you know what I mean. Like they just go about coding games, the old way, and that old way needs to go away, disappear. I mean, luckily we are actually seeing more and more games becoming really like Xbox Series and PlayStation 5 games only now. So, with time that probably is going to change. But it's, it's worrying that Microsoft is so slow with rolling out these features for PC. Because like I said, who cares that Xbox have got all these bloody features? Like, Microsoft has been working on that unified kind of SDK lately. I'm talking about basically tools that allows you to make one game, which, after recompiling for different machines, of course, allows you to create one game that works on both Xbox consoles, PC. You don't really have to make ports anymore, right? But what's the point if you don't really, you as a Microsoft, as a company, you don't really provide all necessary tools that would actually work properly, right? And that would actually take a full advantage not only of Xbox, but also boost things in the PC space as well. Because yes, of course, you can always throw more RAM at your PC or faster CPU and whatever, right? But I don't think, you're kind of wasting your money on small improvements in performance, like spending, hundreds of dollars. I don't think that's, that's actually a bad approach, because I think that developers actually should be using all these features in order to not only improve games on Xbox, but also PC. Because we tend to focus on Xbox side of things here on this channel, right? Clearly, this is more like Xbox channel, to be honest with you. But this is the thing. We cannot forget that right now Xbox PC development kind of tools and everything is kind of like a one set of tools. So for developer, when they are actually creating a game for Xbox PC, it's like additional set of specs for them, but same game. So you can actually play with different settings and that kind of stuff, just like Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X. Same architecture, the same way you make that game, but then you change some settings in order to make that game, your game, to work on Xbox Series S, and obviously some other settings to make it prettier and better looking on Xbox Series X because there's more power, right? And then you've got PC with even more options there, but you know, it is what it is. Like, it's just kind of annoying that Microsoft is very good in advertising things and talking about all these bloody features, but when it comes to rolling out all these features and tools for these features to actual developers, they're not really that fast. And listen, maybe it's all because of COVID. I get it, right? But I think I remember, and I don't know, maybe I'm getting old, but I think I do still remember the situation Microsoft was in when they were launching Xbox One. Remember how they were overclocking their console a couple of months after they released their console and changing things around big time, where PlayStation didn't really change shit because they just thought things through before they launched the console? And it looks like they are actually making pretty much the same mistakes again. I mean, similar, you know, not necessarily all of them, right? They've got power, but tools are still not there. Or not all of them, and developers don't use them. So that's kind of weird. And, you know, I really do hope that they figure things out and they will actually start implementing and delivering all these features for PC as well, because, you know, if developers will start using stuff on PC, they will use them on Xbox as well. So it's like one big ecosystem right now. So anyway, guys, so that's the video. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for support. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.